Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. Today we are back on F123 and as you can see we are on F2 cars. A big thank you to EA for allowing me the preview version of this game. Again, this is the preview version, so nothing is finalised. I have really enjoyed playing the F2 cars. They're such an enjoyable experience. These are the graphics, as you can see we're going through the drivers. Now this hasn't been finalised, so prepare to see something slightly different on release. So for today's race, we're at Silverstone and we took Tatiana for Caruso Racing.
Welcome to Silverstone, one of the staples of the Formula 2 Championship. It's a firm favourite amongst fans and drivers alike, and we're all keen to see what it has in store for us in today's race. 5 miles out from Tosa, this icon of British motorsport heritage comprises 18 corners over 3.6 miles of circuit. Silverstone has been through several changes over its lifetime, with the start line now leading into Abbey, a fast right-hander for turn 1. But still there, of course, is the circuit's most famous and iconic sequence of corners, starting at Maggots, turn 10. Here are the starting positions for today's race. A fantastic effort from Anne-Marie Cordial yesterday puts him on pole position, with Felipe Drugovich alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid we have Fittipaldi, Deruvula, Yuri Vips and Sato, Lawson, Williams, Dewitt, Marcus Armstrong, Awasa, Hauger, Teo Porcher, Richard Verschoor, Vesti, Hughes, Caldwell, Clermont Novalak, Sargent, Nissani, Boschon and Tatiana Calderon completes the grid. Now it's almost time to lights out, so let's get down to the track. Alongside me today, I'm delighted to welcome back to the commentary box the 2012 GP2 champion, Davide Valsecchi. There looks to be a challenging race ahead of the drivers today, Davide. With that in mind, what are you looking out for today?
Well, Alex, I want to see how the drivers at the back of the grid are going to load up. They'll need to make an impact in the early stages, and they're probably hoping for a bit of luck at the start. We may see some bold maneuvers out there today.
So this is just a short 5-lapper around Silverstone in the F2 cars, but I thought it would give me an opportunity to talk a little bit more about the cars and the handling. So from the off you can see that it is still difficult, but it's not as difficult experience as F122. You can definitely go into a lower gear because the traction is definitely better on both the F1 and F2 cars. We're going to dive bomb here, but it's absolutely fine until then. Look at that. Complete control. If that had been F122, it'd have been game over, 100%. I would definitely wait until 3rd gear if you're going around any corners or starting the Grand Prix. You definitely have more traction in 3rd gear, so you do risk it still in 1st and 2nd gear, but it's definitely an easier experience off the line. So visual changes on the game. Now we don't have all of the tracks, but there's normal visual changes. However, Silverstone has had probably the most changes. As you'll see coming up here, there's actually a new runoff, and there's definitely more of a runoff just towards the left hand side of you here. For example, Chapel, that also has more runoff. So I would say of the tracks that I have had in the preview version, which is only 7, Silverstone definitely has more improvements. So I used to struggle with wheel spin in the F2 cars. Now it's definitely still there, but it's just more controllable. It's just a more enjoyable experience. Lockups are a little easier. Now I don't use no assist entirely. I still have ABS on. That being said, you can still feel the car lock up. So for example, when you're braking for a harsh corner, it's like the brakes just aren't working. That's the easiest way I can explain it to you. It's basically that it's locking up and you're not getting the full braking experience, which is exactly what these cars would do in real life. You have to be more ahead of the car than previously. I would say, although I do use line, and you can see that I am using line, the lines are not where you would normally brake. You need to take it a little bit earlier in order to not lock up and to actually hit your braking points. So it's a learning curve, but it's definitely an enjoyable learning experience. There is going to be so many habits that people have from F1 22 that they've got to ditch in this game. So I think we're going to see a lot of people tiptoeing around on the brakes. There we go again. You can see I nearly lost it there, but had that chance to pull it back. F1 22, that had been game over. There's going to be lots and lots of people that are going to have to change their driving style slightly, but overall it is just more enjoyable. It's more fun. You can actually drive the cars. You're not hovering over your accelerator every 5 seconds waiting for your car to spin out as soon as you touch the accelerator.
The car behind is dropping back by about 0.3 a lap. Well done.
Now we're on lap 3, and a warning. The warnings, this is on strict by the way, and it's just as strict as ever. But we've got Sargent behind us, Vesti is in front of us. We were running 95 AI on this game, and normally I'd be around 90 to 95. I have noticed that the AI is slightly more OP than it was in 22. However, it is more consistent over different tracks, which is something that 22 did lack. I was just far too slow for 95 AI, unfortunately. The AI are kind of a little bit more aggressive in a sense that they'll defend more, they'll go to the inside line and try and defend as much as they can. Now I tried to be quite aggressive with the AI because I know in 22 they kind of followed your aggression. But look at this, really chancing here in a place that's not really a great place to try and overtake, but the AI was not letting up. So overall it is a more similar experience to if you were playing multiplayer, which I think is really good. They're very alert, and as you can see, he's going to try and get round the outside of me here, but I'm going to leave him no room, and he does back out. So they will stay till the very last point before they might end up losing their front wing. Speaking of overtaking, DRS and Overtake are a little bit more OP than they have been in previous games. For example, Overtake is very, very strong, and DRS is just a little touch less as strong. So it's going to be even more easier to pass your fellow competitor on track. final lap. Just a couple more things to go over. The tyres, a bit more difficult to get up to heat, although we do have different temperature gauges on different tyres, the soft, medium and hard tyres. They definitely run more different and more realistic. The graphics I think are really nice. That graphic showing you my gears, my accelerator and my braking point, that needs to go on the Halo. But definitely look at that and you can see where my inputs are coming in and how gentle I'm being on the accelerator, because I do have a heavy right foot and I'm still managing it through upshifting and just being gentle and careful before you go full pelt on the accelerator. One of the things I really wanted to try out was the red flags. Unfortunately, in the preview build, we don't have access to that, so I couldn't try it out, but it would have been interesting to see how that worked. I have noticed the AI enjoy a good rear ending, so make sure that the AI takes you out for lobster afterwards, because they will get right up your rear end. But that's it for us. 16th place, our first ever race on F2. Thank you everyone so much for watching. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel for more F1 23 content. I will leave you with the end graphics on the F2 race at Silverstone.
And that's the end of the race. We'll see you in Parc Fermé.
Well, that may not have been the finest race in history, but there's no question that was a critical win. Tell me, Davide, what was the key to this success?
It was down to one thing: consistent pace over everyone else out there on the track. We could spend a great deal of time talking about race and gyro strategy, what is so cool on the track, but at the end of the day, the difference here was down to simply being faster on track than everyone else. Amazing skill on show.
Welcome then to the podium, our top 3 drivers. What a great effort from them today in a very difficult race. Now then, Davide Valsecchi, who would you say was your driver of the day?
Lots of drivers impressed me today, Alex. But if I have to say one that impressed me most, it's Amaury Cordil.
After all this drama, you would be mad not to join us for the next race. We hope to see you then. Take care.